goal here is to help give you oh yay, thank you for pushing record. Our whole goal here is of course to help you with building your business through the summer and showing up consistently. And so we're excited for you this tonight. So I want to introduce my co-hostess, and she's just going to say hi real quick, Miss Andra Ramsey.
Hey
And
guys.
sometimes my yeah, hey guys. Sometimes at my when I'm talking to Siri, she always wants to call you Andrea. So sorry about that. If I ever text like voice message that, it's really Andra, and I know it's Andra. So, anyways, glad you guys are on with us tonight, and I'm gonna keep admitting some people, and welcoming y'all. Right now, I am not seeing all your faces. I hope you guys can see me okay. I might have to turn my Wi-Fi off. If you guys can hear me, don't want to be my friend, but generally cellular data is. So there we go. I see some faces now. Okay. Can you guys hear me all right?
You were kind of cutting out a little bit, so we'll let you know if being off Wi-Fi makes a difference.
Okay. Sounds great. Thank you so much for that. Okay. So as I kind of let everybody jump in, make sure you guys are muting yourself. We will try to keep everybody muted, and we are going to we're recording these. Remember, with the Experienced Rising Stars, we want you guys to be on and watch these if you're not able to come live. So we are recording this. So just to know a couple of things to know about Zoom. If you can see me and your video is on, I can see you. So make sure if you're getting a drink, doing anything like that, you're not doing what you wouldn't want to do with everybody seeing you. Okay? We'll just leave that right there. This is a Zoom meeting, right? So I see Cheryl laughing over there. We're gonna get to know each other really well on here, and get to, kind of dive in a little bit deeper as we go into the next 90 days. You guys, we're gonna get to know each other. Our messenger chat is primarily for us to post the recordings and to ask questions that are relating to what you're going to be learning here. But also we're going to be doing these Zooms as a learn and work. This all is about more of the steps of we do, you do, because all of you guys have brought on people that are ideally partners, right? And you might be like, okay, now I want to know exactly what to do with them. A few of you have been with Andra and I over the previous 90 days, and you guys have been doing our Rising Stars, where we really walk you through the onboarding system. And that's not necessarily what tonight's group is about. Our group tonight is more about learning and implementing to improve on your leadership of self, for you to show up consistently, for you to enroll partners, not just enroll people for as customers, but enrolling partners and leading others. So it is truly going to be a we do, you do, and it's going to be a learning and implementation weekly to help you move the needle of your business with vision in mind. Okay. And so that's why a lot of you have people in our other Wednesday night group, and you're welcome to come on and watch the Wednesday nights. I encourage you to. And honestly, if you are looking at your business and you are looking over the last 30 to 90 days and you have not enrolled partners, then you really should also consider maybe you want to be in the Wednesday night group. Maybe you need to take those initial steps to learn more about the steps of what you should be doing on a day-to-day basis to really duplicate and build a network marketing business that's going to be built with the foundational steps that we're going to be teaching and going over on Wednesday nights. That being said, just a little bit of history. Over the last 90 days, previously, Andra and I have been working together since February. And we actually, I was talking to her at Founders Club in January of this year, 2024. And I told her, I said, we have got to get better at onboarding partners and knowing the steps of what to do. And at this time, you guys have all heard a little bit of this, just some of the history for you guys to know. But you have heard that, Rudy pulled all the ambassadors together, and Rudy said, and just by the way, if you guys are jumping on, make sure you're muting yourselves. I'm not muting all right now. But Rudy said, there's the basic things of what you do. And we have created 4 core videos. You probably have seen them. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, then you definitely need to be in the Wednesday night group. Okay. But as Rudy was saying these things, I was telling Andra, I've got all these ideas of what we need to be doing for onboarding and helping our newest partners. I just need somebody to do this with me. And so she gladly volunteered to help me because she's got a teaching background, and she can take all of the ideas that I have, which, you guys, I've done network marketing since 2001. Actually, yeah, since 2001. Okay. I've built a couple of other businesses, not to the extent that I built Singular. Singular is where I have made the millions, and I will always give it the credit that it deserves. But that being said, I also have done other businesses. My husband has a very successful business. We also have, I've been in banking. So I know Jana, many of you also on here, right? And so I just needed some place where we could take and implement some of these tools. That's what we did. So we started in February. We did a run of February, March, and April, and honestly May too, with a small group of people. It was about 10 to 12 people, and we implemented those 4 core steps that we're going to be teaching on the Wednesday night group, and everybody has had success. And so a few shout outs. I know Stacy Townsend brought on her first partner. Edwina brought on her first partner, hit manager. Toby Chacon hit her quick start manager. Dina Morris brought on a new partner, and we have continued. And those are just a few of the highlights, you guys. But that's the duplication that we're looking for, is not just for somebody to be able to bring on a new unique account, and qualify for a free trip. But what are you doing to really duplicate that and help other people start to build that depth? I was talking to Jane McCluskey the other day, and she went to an event with corporate, and she has 7 levels deep. You guys, remember, width is profitability, depth is security, and we want you to have both of those things. So, and I know that Andra had some success with our history of our group too, and has had a lot of people, including herself. You guys, Andra has already this month in June. What day is it? June 10th. She's already onboarded 4 new partners. Okay? 4. Right. Yes. Exciting. And you guys, they're not just buying GLPX. They're buying bundles and kits. And it has to do with a lot of the techniques that we're going to be teaching you guys tonight. So, all right. So we're going to take a pause for just a minute. I want you to jump over to the chat, and I want you to let me know if you're excited, if this sounds like this is where you want to be, this is what you want to be doing. I want you to go over there and put a 1. Okay. If you're thinking that maybe you need to go back and do the Wednesday night, or you've got some other people that are doing the Wednesday night, so that you understand the core 4 steps, put a 2, so we can kind of gauge a little bit about where everybody's at. Okay. And that's good to know. There is no judgment here. There is no judgment of, I'm a 1, I'm a 2, I know what this is, I don't know. Nothing. We just want you to learn and implement and feel empowered. Okay. That's what we want you to do. And so you're going to do that because the best way to learn something sometimes is just to go do it, just to put in the action, just to put in the work. And so that's what we're going to kind of be doing together. So Andra, I'm going to pass it over to you, and you can kind of talk a little bit about the agenda of how we're going to be running these Monday night meetings.
Yeah, so I'm super excited. Those of you that don't know me, my name is Andra Ramsey. It's like Sandra without the S, if that helps you at all. And I always apologize in advance. I try to find glare resistant glasses, and I'm so sorry. You guys are going to see a glare on my glasses. I cannot find a pair that I like or that work for me. So, and I'm kind of cheap. I tend to invest more in my business than I do in other things. A little bit about me. I am a platinum director, but I'm just like all of you. I definitely fell back way back. In January, our QV was at 17,000. This was coming off of Jamaica. You know, you can earn Jamaica, you can earn Founders Club and still not have like the volume that you really want to have. But now I am just really excited about the work that we've been doing, because this is not to celebrate me, this is to celebrate our team, but we're at 40,000, and that was in 4 months. So, or 5 months. So I would attribute our learning, our growing to consistency, implementation, you know, showing up, IPAs, enrolling partners, enrolling customers, really just having a clear focus. But what I am here to say, guys, is we are learning this with you. This is definitely not like, hey, we know everything. That is not it. I don't know how many times in a day I talk to Melissa, and we're very transparent about, we need this accountability just as much as we're offering it. So we're looking for accountability partners as well. And so being with you guys to be accountable alongside you is huge, because I know myself, when I hit Platinum Director the first time, it was because I was offered a structure of accountability, and I had to show up and I had to post what I was doing and I had to share it. And that's actually what helped me to get there the first time. So we're still making our way back, but really excited about it. So how are these going to work? The overview is basically, we're going to jump in every single night and do a win of the week. Tonight, we're going to do a win of the month, and we will do that in just a minute. And then we're going to get right into some action. So for the sake of tonight, we're going to get ourselves grounded, on the same page, kind of, you know, clarify some vocabulary, things like that, so that you can, uh, you know, really understand where things are going. I just lost my audience and it freaked me out. Melissa changed the view. Um, so we are going to get right into action, but tonight we are going to get grounded. We are going to do action tonight, and I'm really excited about that. But we're going to do learning and implementation, like she said. There are going to be times where we are learning something that may feel a little bit different, or it might shift your thinking. And so I wanted to just say real quick, with the learning and the doing, and she mentioned empowering, I want to say up front something that's really, really important. This is your business. If we go on to share things with you guys throughout these 90 days and you're like, does not sit well with you, it's not aligned to your beliefs or your values, I am a strong believer that if it's not aligned with what you believe, what you think, what you know, and how you want to run your business, then it's not right for you. And that's okay. That is really okay. Something that I have learned in the last year is that there were things that I was doing because it's what I was taught. And I'm a big duplicator, because that's what teachers do, you know, monkey see, monkey do. But over the time, I kind of learned that if I wasn't doing things that felt right to me, then there was this constant disruption going on between my brain and my heart. And then I just didn't do well in my business. I couldn't be a really effective leader because I was constantly feeling like the anxiety in my belly, because it wasn't who I was. So over this last year, part of the learning and growing has been, you really want it to be like true to yourself. So with that said, it's like all learning. Take what you can take, implement what you can implement now. Some of it you might have to hold on until a little bit later, and speak up. If you're like, I've got questions, I need help with blank, I need something else, I need some, you know, clarity. I do offer office hours for that, and I'm happy to share when those are going to be, so that you can hop on and ask those follow-up questions. And Melissa does too, and I'm not going to speak for her, but I'm sure she's like, yes, you can jump on. So we'll share those with you guys as well. But the whole goal, it is to increase your enrollments. And so tonight that's how the whole agenda is going to work. Every single time we're going to celebrate, because we got to celebrate. We're going to get into action. Then we're going to do a little learning, and then we're going to do more action. So that way it times it out pretty well with the time of evening. So you can plan on follow-ups. You can plan on, learning something and immediately doing it. It's not going to be a sit and get and then go do it on your own. Melissa.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for explaining that. So, a couple things that I really want to go over. Most of you guys have already watched our IPA training. Okay, we talked about the summer glow up. A lot of you guys are doing that with us, right? The gut glows. We had that great promo from corporate at the end of May. We had all these people buy GLPX and gut glows, and now we're doing our summer glow up. And really all that is it's consistency, showing up, having something offered of value that we can get our current customers and our partners into. But we talked about how we used that as a springboard to offer the menu and then get what we call a lead magnet to get people in the door, so that we had some new prospects or some, I guess we would call them engaged leads. And we're going to talk about some of these things throughout the evening, and you guys can definitely take notes. But a lot of it is we are going to be working through IPAs. An IPA is an income producing activity. And one thing that Russ Kelly said to me last week when I was out doing meetings with Kelly Hill is that we almost do too many trainings. We don't do enough empowering and coaching. And what we're going to do here is we're going to be doing empowerment and guiding and give you some resources and help you show up so that you're showing up as a learner, and then you can go build your team with the duplicatable steps. Outside of the Zoom, you're going to implement actions throughout the week, and it's going to include your daily IPAs. It also could be some videos that you watch. We may put in some trainings or recordings, or we may have some of the recordings from that have already been recorded that are part of our onboarding system from the core 4 steps, or from some extra trainings that maybe we are learning how to have these conversations to convert the social media that you are going to be putting on your wall. We're going to be helping you to dive in and really create a social media strategy for yourself. It's not going to be a social media strategy that is going to be, here's 30 days worth of ideas. On Monday, you're going to do something motivational. On Tuesday, you're going to do something transformational. No, it's none of that. Okay, we are going to help you really start to focus on the pain points that the audiences that you want to attract, the ideal customer that you want to attract is looking for and is wanting to have a conversation with you, so that then you can get them into the DMs, and that's where most of your work is going to be. A few years ago, somebody said, "You're on Facebook all the time," and I said, "No, I'm not. I'm in Messenger." And that's the truth. You guys, money is made in Messenger. Money is made when you are in conversations and you're converting those conversations into sales and partners. Okay. So we're going to be doing some polls also in the chat, like maybe taking some polls to know where you're at. And so please respond. Please vote on those. Please watch the trainings if we post something, and just know that there will be weekly homework, and you can work through it. If you don't get to do it while we're here working together on our working Zoom, then you might want to watch the recording, go do it, but you have to post in the chat that you did it. Okay, that's just part of the accountability that we want to have for us, especially through the summer, because we're all busy, we're all running different places, right? It will help us all be more successful. And so I think that's pretty much where we're at right now. I'm going to pass it on over. Now, most of you guys have your success planners. You should have printed it out as part of the homework. Sorry. Can you guys see that? My little thing's on.
Here, I can show it if you want to.
There we go. That's better. Sorry. Okay.
There you go.
You should have your success planner. Okay. And you have your IPAs. We're going to go through this. If you haven't already printed it out, that was part of your homework. So you need to get it, because we're going to work through this And the new Rising Stars that are going to be on Wednesday night, ideally those should be people that are out there hitting their quick start, maybe hitting manager or less consistently. They have a essentials worksheet that they're working through also, okay? Which is part of the success planner too. And Andrew, a lot of the success planner came from you collaborating with Stephanie, right? And then you taught her on it at conference. And if you guys were at conference, you might remember that. So I'm going to pass it over to you for us to jump into our first part of working.
Awesome. Well, let's jump in. I asked you guys to be ready for sharing your goals for the month. So first off, in the chat, everybody take 2 minutes, and I want you to put in there your wow. What is your win of, we're going to call it the month instead of the week. So what was your personal win? It needs to be around anything. It could be enrollments, your volume, partners, customers, customer retention, something with business. We're tabling our personal and health goals, right? So this is the focus more on your business. But what was your 1 or 2 wins of the month? And what is your goal of this month? What kind of enrollments do you want to have? 5, 10, 15? How many partners do you want to enroll? Or maybe you have a QV goal, your total volume. So everybody 2 minutes, type that in the chat, hit send, we'll blow up the chat, and then we can go see where we are with our goals. I'll put mine in too.
Oh, I love some of these goals. Penny says she got her first subscription and 2 new customers. That's fantastic. Helped a new partner hit quick start is what Dana says. Everybody says momentum. Jacqueline says she got 1,200 in inception, 2 unique accounts. So she's getting her Founders Club points. She also posted her goals for June, 2 more unique accounts, 2 partners, and 1,200. So I'm going to push you a little bit, Jacqueline. Does that get you on track for Founders Club? With it being July, August, and September, or June, July, August, September, 4 months left. If not, you might want to evaluate that. Okay, I'm loving all these coming in, Andra. Sabrina says goals, 2 enrollments with subscription, and re-rank at manager with a volume of 2,000, and then just show up consistently. I love that. Awesome.
Well, these are awesome. I'm really liking how you guys have partner goals, you have frontline goals. That customer retention is going to fit right in, Celia, because we got to have this customer, but we're going to actually start working on how we can be having business conversations with our customers and who we can identify are those customers that we could be looking at as partners too. So these are like fitting really in so nicely. I'm so excited.
Yay, fantastic. Awesome. Now, if you haven't already written these down on your own whiteboard, you see that whiteboard behind Andra? That's where she has all her goals and she maps things out. You need to be doing that too. Put it on your refrigerator. Put it in your car. If you're like me and you spend a lot of time in your car, put it on your car dashboard.
I go to the refrigerator way too many times in a day, so mine's on the refrigerator too. Every time I go get water, I'm reading my goals. Every time I grab a glass of water. This looks great, you guys. Well, let's go ahead and start transitioning. So Melissa, you are actually going to walk us through the success planner. So if you want me to, I can share my screen and I can pull it up. If that helps you, so you can talk and I can do that part.
That'd be great.
Yep. We have had multiple conversations so that we at least appear organized for you guys, right? That was our goal here, but this is our first one. We're super excited about a 90-day run. You know what they say, a lot of times it's winter goals make summer bodies. Well, in business, summer action makes year-round success.
Yes. And when we in my years of doing Singular, when you build through the summer, it does make such great momentum. So, okay. So, now you guys are all familiar with the IPAs, right? You're familiar with having to do daily tasks, and I see people posting their daily tasks all the time, especially like in Nancy Gordon's chat. I think they are the most consistent with blowing it up and holding each other accountable, posting what they're doing. We have updated this a little bit because we want to make sure that the tasks that you're doing, when you only have a certain window of time, you want to make sure that the tasks are going to be um, something that is going to pay off. Okay. So, let's see. Uh, I want to make sure you guys can see that. So, yes, it is a PDF, Lois, and we'll drop those again. It is, I think, already a PDF. It might
It's
just be a
been
link actually in your messenger chat, but we
it's
can
been
also send a PDF.
shared. Yeah, it's a PDF. It's been
Okay.
shared already in the chat.
Yep, in the pin messages. So
Yep.
we're gonna talk a little bit different language, but really it's not different. If you're thinking about it from the source of when you have leads, you have a business. If you have no leads, you have nobody to talk to, you have no business, right? So we really want to help you guys get those leads into your hands, and your conversations and connections are going to help you with that. So the very first thing you have on your daily tasks is your daily post connecting. And we're going to walk you through this throughout the 90 days of how to do this with connection, value, indirect or direct calls to actions and lives. Okay. Then you're going to have your checklist of hot leads. We just kind of look at this. And we've moved things around a little bit, but you've got your hot leads, your warm leads, your unengaged leads. There's actually things that you can say to those people that are just watching. That's what Jana was to me. She was just somebody watching, to actually get them in conversation with you. And then we have our income producing activities, right? Which are down there that are just kind of a checklist. And then you've got your lines for you to actually have value based follow up with customers and prospects. What are you saying? What are you doing so that things are value based, right? So we've got that. Then, if you scroll down a little bit more in your success planner, now you have a plan for the weekly action, and um, you can plan your days around your personal life, family, expectations, appointments, work, life events. You may have heard at the beginning of this, we talked a lot about if you can really front load your day with action on Mondays and Tuesdays, then really all you're doing the rest of the week is going to be your follow ups. And that's how you can have a little bit more time flexibility when you're building a business like this. Here's a monthly planner to just plan for your team trainings, your power hours, office hours, and events so that you make sure you're doing um, the important things throughout the whole month, not just this week. And then we have a tracker. So important to track people. Um, and you may have to go back to some of your hot posts you've done in the past and find people. We're going to walk you through what to do. But when you fill this out, you're going to be so excited and you're going to be so happy because you're going to see all these people that you need to be connecting with. And you need to be building that relationship with. And then, of course, our prospect tracker, and you guys should have this too. So these are all just going to be things. The fortune's always in the follow up, and so we want to help you with going back, and we're going to help you get those leads written down so that then you can be really intentional with the time and activity that you do. And then on our last page, we talk about partners. You guys, corporate wants us to find partners. We are going to find partners. We're committed to helping you find a minimum of 3 partners a month because that's what that's what top performers do. And did you realize anybody can qualify for the top performer forum now? Right? You get invited by corporate. It used to be like for silver executive and higher, they are opening it up now for anyone. And so it's going to be really exciting because if you just show up consistently, you can get invited to those at conference. And our next conference is in Dallas. We're going to have such a big turnout because of the work we're doing now. We're going to have a huge turnout with our teams. I'm so excited. Okay. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So, did anybody have any questions? We're going to pause real quick. If you do, type it in the chat and we'll read it. It'd be better to type it, I think, than unmute. Do you see anything, Andrea, yet?
No, I think real quick, we're gonna get into action on this, and Melissa's gonna have us do this with our Facebook posts or Insta, whichever you build the most on. And she's going to have us walk through, and we're going to actually start filling out our hot leads. And she's going to explain the difference between a hot lead and a warm lead and an unengaged. We're going to focus on hot leads and warm leads. We're actually going to use the Success Planner right now. The Success Planner, Sabrina, you've actually been given it to it before in the other chat, but it was also dropped into this chat. But this is what I would say, guys. Don't waste your time trying to go find that Success Planner. Grab a piece of paper, a pen, a notebook, and you can stay with us in this task without having the planner, and you can put it in the planner later. Okay, let's not have the planner be an obstacle to getting into action tonight right away. Sound good? We can always overcome those obstacles. If you can't find a planner and you can look at it, you can create it yourself and you can write it out in a notebook. That's all that matters. But that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to put that back up here on the screen. We just wanted to see if you guys are with us so far. And some of you we know do Teamsy, Trello, you have your own system. We appreciate that and respect that, but you're going to find some big ahas as we go through this. And so, Melissa, I'm going to go back to sharing my screen, and we're going to look at just that very one page, and you're going to walk us through those things, I think, right?
Yes.
Looking at our posts. Okay, cool.
Okay. So one reason why you guys are here in the Experienced Rising Stars is you already have a thriving business with Singular. You already are sponsoring people consistently. You're out there on social media. You're having events. You're attending events. You came to conference. You know, I want you to go back. And I will tell you, when we do these workshops, it's always good to have at least two things pulled up for you to work on. Like, I've got my phone and I've got my iPad. If you have a computer and an iPad, that's great. If you have a phone and an iPad, that's great. It's easier, I think, to go through and get these from looking at two things at once. Okay. And that's just what my experience has been. So I don't know why it keeps when showing the other page for me, but that's okay. So go back to your Facebook. You need to look at your Facebook and you need to look at your posts for the last 7 days. And it may not be the last 7 days. It might be the last 7 posts, because I know somebody, like, if you're like me, you may not post every day. So go look at your last 7 posts, and we're going to help you with seeing, and you're going to write these names down. Okay. Because these are your engaged leads. These are people that are, following you, are, liking what you're putting out. Right. And these are people, who have commented, liked, or loved any kind of post that you've done in the last 7 posts, because you're building a unique audience and a unique, authentic outreach. And it's going to start with these people. And it might be 5 people. It might be 50 people. I do have the most people. Like, I was actually looking at Vanette. And, actually Vanette Grover, who's an executive under Jana Dyer, she had 238 comments on one of her posts recently. It was her anniversary. But guess what? All those people are engaged, right? That's tracking. That's going to start it. And these people might already be on Singular. It's okay. And they might not necessarily be on your team. That's okay too. But ideally, you do have a lot of your customers. I know when Deanna Smith and I were talking, most of her engaged leads were people that are already her customers. But that also means, guess what? They can become partners when you love on them and add value. So you want to see if they have a problem, want help, and how they need help, and move them into the prospect tracker
Can
because
I
they,
interrupt real quick, Melissa? Would
yeah,
that be okay? All right.
of course.
So your hottest leads are going to be the people that are commenting on your posts. Those are hot leads. Warm leads are the people that like or love, but they don't comment. And you want to put the type of post that you put, or if you don't know that, you could put the date or and these are going to be kind of the posts that are more on your product or your business post. So they're not going to be an engagement post or a birthday post or your grandkid post unless you shared something about your business in that post, or your time flexibility, or you dripped something about your process or your health journey. So these are the posts that we're looking at, just for adding clarity around that a little bit. And then we will be showing you guys tonight, how do you do authentic outreach, which is I'm going to do. So you might not know what their problem is or how they want help. So these columns right here of problem and want help and next step, they're going to be left blank for right now. All you're going to do is, and you're not going to be able to write down that you contacted them yet, but you're going to write down their name, what was your date, or what was the type of post that you did, and then what was their engagement type? Was it a like, was it a love, or was it a comment? Okay. And you might even put a little note there. But we're going to leave these last three blank. Okay. And so I just wanted to add that clarity there real quick there, Melissa, because sometimes people do get confused as to, well, what kind of engagement are we looking at, or what kind of post are we looking at?
Yep. No, I think that's great, and that does really help. So what is anybody saying? Do you have your posts pulled up? And just so you guys know, if you are on a social or on a phone, you can flip your Zoom up and still hear us talking, and it kind of moves it to the side, and you can go look at Facebook if you don't have two devices. Okay. Um,
And why don't we just set the time for quiet work
so
time and people
what are
can
you guys
just go and
seeing?
do
Go
that?
jump over in the chat. Are you looking at your post? We say 15 minutes. I can't remember what we said on that, Sandra.
Well, let's try 10 because I'm looking at the clock. Let's try 10 minutes and we just take the time quietly and write it down. And you guys, I'm doing exactly what I said. I just have notebook paper because mine is full.
Okay. I'm going to put on mute for now. Hey, Jackson, I just had a question. We're just writing names down. We got about 5 minutes left. We're going back through our posts for the last 7 posts. And you might have to go back more, especially if you're looking for those posts about business, time flexibility. Remember, you can look at your Instagram and your Facebook or either or. Okay, just a couple minutes left. Okay, if you guys had done the menu post within the last 7 posts, you may have seen a lot of people being engaged. I think that's where most of mine have come from this go round.
I'm going to show you guys a post, and then I think Melissa's going to have a segue and transition into kind of, like, what did you notice? So I'm going to show my screen while you guys are putting some stuff in the chat. But go ahead, Melissa. Let's see what ahas came out of that time there.
Okay, so kind of type over in the chat what you guys noticed or what you saw. Like, did you find some new people? I found a new person on one of my posts, and I did see some of my people, some of y'all on a lot of them, but I also have seen um some unengaged, I would say, partners, like, but not really ever done a challenge or gotten involved in anything yet, right? Saw some prospects come up, saw some people that hadn't ordered in a long time come up. What were you guys seeing? Go ahead and put it over in the chat. An old customer engaging, authentic, lots of the same people. Yay for new people, Dina says. Instagram newest post has 99.1% views. That's great. Likes and
Dana,
loves, respond, effort and attention.
I see Dana Coots saying, I get lots of likes and loves, but not a lot of comments. I need to work more on my posts. So this is like a perfect place for you to be. So there's a reason for that. And we're going to get into why is that. And it might not be the post that you're making per se, but the type of posts.
Yeah, so I was excited to know.
Comments, lowest power, 400 comments on your last 7 posts. Holy cow, woman. That's awesome.
Okay, so who's excited to know about the next part of what we're going to learn? I think Dana hit the nail on the head. There's maybe a lot of likes and loves, but not a lot of comments. Well, we want to help change that because we want the content that you are putting out there to be valuable and to help you with converting into conversations.
Hardly any comments on product. More engagement on your activities. There's a reason for that. We're going to get into that. Who's excited? Oh, look at all the me's. I love it. All right, so I'm gonna show you guys this post. How many times have you guys, throw this in the chat, how many times have you guys made a post like this where you're doing like an engagement post and you're really trying to boost your algorithm, but what you'd really like to know is who really truly has some pain points that you could solve, right? Like, who are your ideal customers? Who are people that really want what you have? So I'm just going to show you guys this really quickly. This is a different kind of post, but this was a freebie Friday post that I made. And instead of just saying Friday freebie, I'm giving away a sample pack, which we've been taught to do in the past, right? I decided I wanted to know what they want more of. And I wanted to know who wants energy or crush cravings, because in about a week here, we're going to have a product opportunity, a product event, and it's going to be on Zing, XR2, and Lean. And I wanted to plant the seeds right now, give away a couple of sample packs, really was great, and to see who it was. And I got 94 comments and about 14 likes and loves. And I was excited about that because I got more comments than I did likes and loves. And that's what I'm looking for, because that's engagement. That's like, they are my people. Now, when I go look at the list, I can tell you right now, without opening all those comments, majority of them are customers. That's great, because guess what I get to go do? Increase my volume of sales and customer retention by inviting them to a product event on Monday. And now I have an in. I know who my people are, and they are watching me, following me, and that is what you want. You want your customers really watching what you're posting. But I didn't talk about or say Zing or XR2 or Trim Sticks. I just said energy or crushed cravings. So that was really great because now I have all these topics of conversation. The next one, I did a recipe. Look what I'm giving them, craving chocolate. If they're craving chocolate and they love chocolate and they want alternatives and they comment, guess what? They are my people. And I would say like 5 of these in here are actually prospects. They are not just customers. And I now know that they love to eat good food and they crave chocolate. So guess what? I can go and talk to them about that. So that's going to lead us into authentic outreach and why we're showing you guys this. Who just had a little bit of an aha about the kind of content that you can post? Whoops, I hate it when it does this. Anybody smarter than me on technology, I'd love to have an understanding as to why that happens. So who's excited? Put it in the chat if you had just a little momentary aha like that. Cool. I love it. Love that you guys are excited. Okay. So let me get to my little notes here so I can remember. All right. So I'm going to show you guys this funnel, and this is a little bit of learning. We use a lot of material from Bob Heilig. He runs Love, Serve, Grow. He has a free Facebook group, completely free. If you guys want the link to that group, you'd like to join it. If you end up ever wanting to do anything with his content or with his products that he offers, his training, my advice is go do the free stuff and go do as much free stuff as you can get. But if you ever want anything that's more than that, please reach out to your upline. So if you lead back to me, talk to me. If you lead back to Melissa, talk to Melissa. But we do lean in on his work, and I do get some group coaching from him. And so you guys are going to be able to get this information as well. So what is transformational content? It is not focusing on product. Everybody should write this down. It's focusing on process. It's problem solving. I don't put out XR2. I don't talk about Zing. I don't talk about trim sticks. I don't go into a lot of product stuff. And I'm not saying that it's wrong. It's just not what I think will bring people to me. What they want is they want solutions to their problems. They want to know that I can help them to get where they want to be and that I'm somebody that can guide the way. So transformational content is where you strategize and you actually post things about your business, which can be product or income, time flexibility, travel, and it helps us to fill our funnel. So we're going to get a little bit of common knowledge here, like common understanding about vocabulary real quick. We've all heard we got to go fill our funnel. Well, for years and years that I've been doing this, I really understood as filling my funnel was go find people to talk to. But we burn through our warm market, then we've got referrals from our customers, and then we are trying to figure out who are these people that are talking to us and how do we know if we have something that they need? And who are they really, like, who is a real true viable person? Well, some of you said I get lots of likes and loves, but you don't get a lot of comments. I'm going to show you guys why that is. So the first step to building content marketing is really helping to understand that you're going to put somebody through this funnel with helping them to see your content. So this is a content marketing funnel, and it kind of shows the different stages that people go through from their first exposure to conversion. So when we are first looking at the top of funnel, the whole goal here is to attract them to us, just to get them to start raising their hand, liking, loving, and getting them to see who you are. We've heard this so many times. They know you, they like you, but do they trust you? Think of your top of funnel as they know you. That's it. They don't even know if they like you yet. They just know you. That's it. And I always say, if you think that somebody trusts you when they make a purchase, you're fooling yourself. They don't trust you yet. They trust you when you follow through on the promise that you made that you're going to help them to achieve their goal. They trust you once they see that you're still there with them when they're in their first 8 days and they want to quit. They trust you when you're building them as a partner and they go MIA and you still say, "Hey, are you okay? Are you all right? What's going on?" That's when they start to trust you. Now, it doesn't mean that they're still going to do the work, right? We know that. But this funnel of content takes you through that. So, cold leads are the people that don't know you. And when you make a top of funnel type of post, your whole goal is just to get them to be attracted to you. So your personal lifestyle post that you guys said you get lots of comments on, you are at the top of funnel. They know you and they're starting to like you and they're starting to connect with you on a personal level because they like what you show in your personality, your lifestyle, your fun. But we got to actually attract them to us with what we have to offer as well. Then the middle of funnel is where you get to start nurturing them. So the two posts that I showed you, one was a bottom of funnel and one was a middle. The middle of funnel was my brownie recipe. Do you know where I got that? I got that from one of our, recipe pages. I put the recipe in the comments. Why did I do that? They had to go click the comment to get the recipe. That's why there was more comments, because they had to go see my recipe in the comments. So they had to open the comments. So if they're in the comments, they might comment. Okay, little trick. But that's the middle of funnel. And my whole goal here was these are the people who know me. Now, the customers that comment on it, they're in my bottom of my funnel. Your customers are your hot leads. They are the people who know you and they're ready to buy or they're already buying from you. And the goal here is to convert. So when we have a transformational post and we show the before and becoming, or we talk about a product, we are in the bottom of the funnel. We are trying to talk to our hot leads and we will always get the least amount of engagement in our conversion type of content. It also means that we want to post less of this and more of the middle of funnel. Because if we can nurture our audience and show them how we're different, how we help people and who we are and what we have to offer to give them value, then they will move to the bottom of funnel where we can actually go into the DMs and do authentic outreach and actually talk to them. So we will give you guys this picture, but we wanted you to see just so you can start thinking about content in these categories, because this is going to help to understand, because you guys are going to create your own content. We're going to give you some content tonight and we're going to do a content challenge and it's going to follow this, but we wanted to ground everybody in this idea of what are these different categories of content. Once again, I'm going to say this again. If this doesn't sit well with you, if you're like, oh my gosh, this is not what I thought it was, that's okay. That is okay. But this is what we are going to be working on. So the next thing, if I can get my stuff to open, anybody know how to get rid of this stupid bar at the top?
Well,
There. I'm just going to grab it. I'm
sharing
going to
your
grab it
screen,
when I
you
can.
gotta go back to your computer.
Yeah. Okay. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to stop sharing because that's the easiest way for me to find it, you guys. I'm sorry. Okay.
Do you want him to
Sorry.
go over their likes and loves? That's okay.
Um, Likes and loves are they're engaged lead. You guys wrote them down. They're going to work, but we're going to go over to authentic outreach.
Perfect.
So I can show that to you guys. Now, for some of you, this is a repeat because you guys have been working on this before. But for most of you, it might be like review. It might be, oh, I do this already. Like, I totally know what this is. This is not anything new to me. So please know, I know that we're all coming from, a variety of places. So we call it authentic outreach because we're actually going to be more honest, more direct. We're going to lead with problem solving, and it helps us to figure out if these people are really going to raise their hand and actually be curious. Some of you have heard of the 333. It's not really, it is kind of like that, but it's not, because we're not going to be ripping off any band-aids. They're going to tell us right away if they want help with these things or not. So we're going to focus, first of all, on not our customers, but we're going to look at our prospects because we are all here to enroll new people and new partners. These columns, 5, 6, and 7, is what authentic outreach is going to help us to know and understand better about these engaged leads. We already figured out the first, 4 columns. We're going to try to go figure out the next 3 columns in our DMs. Okay, so it could be, it's going to look a little different depending on the type of engagement. So this is one of the best ones that I will tell you that works really well for a like or a love. We did this the other night with somebody, a couple people actually, and I highlighted it here for you. This is an authentic outreach to somebody who liked or loved your post and you don't know what they really want from you, but they're a prospect. It's as simple as this. Hey, so and so, thanks for taking the time to like my post or love my post the other day on, if you want to identify it, like me, I could say my brownie post. It lets me know that people are actually paying attention. How have you been? That's it. That is the outreach. That's the message that you send, which is really great because you're going to make it conversational by exchanging a few messages, but then you're not going to stay in that place of just what I call the friend zone. We're going to move them into, are they a prospect? So, real easy. I'm curious. So, what are you currently doing in this area right now? So, if it's the brownie post and it's cravings, I could say, hey, I'm curious. I know that you really love that recipe and I talked about crushing cravings. I'm just curious. I'm curious. What are you currently doing right now in this area of, not giving in to sugar and the cravings? Or what made you like or love the post? Was there anything specific? I might be a little bit more direct and say, I'm curious, what made you like my post about the brownies? Are you into baking or was there something else that you loved about it? So basically, I'm auditioning them. I'm trying to see if they are going to bite at what I'm offering to them or what I want to know about them. And then I'm going to find out what is their biggest problem in that area. And they're going to tell me, yeah, I fight cravings all the time. This is really hard for me. I'm constantly looking for recipes because I want to eat healthy. I love chocolate. Chocolate is my thing. I love to bake. I love it. But, I'm always looking for the healthier options. So then I can ask them, well, what do you find is the biggest challenge in that area, finding those healthy options for you or crushing those cravings or fighting the chocolate? And I'm going to relate to them. I'm going to share a little bit of advice, maybe something that, I think might help them. And then I'm going to ask a question. So, would you like some help in this area? That's it. Would you like some help? And if they say yes, then I could offer them a health assessment if I have it, or I could say, great, I would love to help you. I help women over 40 crush their cravings every day so that they can feel better, have more energy, and stay on track. And then I can go in and talk to them about some products that I think are going to help them. Or I could just specifically say, so do you happen to have a weight loss goal? Or is this really more about just staying healthy in where you are? And then I'll know if they're in maintenance. I'll know if they're trying to lose weight. I'll know if it's truly like just cravings. And then I'll take the conversation from there. If they comment on the post, then I can be more specific. Now, I went over likes and loves first for a reason, you guys. We probably have more likes and loves than we do engagement right now, true comments, because of the types of posts we've been making. And that's okay. We're here to kind of figure out how we can get more engagement. So if they did comment and it was more like a general comment, like, oh, I love this. That's a great general comment. Great recipe. Loved your post. Thanks for the inspiration. Those are just like general comments, right? They're not really telling you what they liked about it. Then this would be your message tonight. And I know it seems a little bit vague. So you might want to name your post or describe your post so they know what you're referring to. And then here's the specific comment. Hey, blank, thanks so much for leaving that comment on my post. You might want to even say what comment they'd left to just help, generate their thinking there a little bit. I'd love to learn more about what you shared. People love to tell you what they know. They love to share their opinion, their advice. They will care more about you listening to their thoughts and their opinion and their advice than you helping them. But then you will move to right here. So I'm curious, what are you currently doing in this area right now? Or tell me more. That is like one of the best things. Oh gosh, that's so interesting. Can you tell me a little bit more about that? Because like right now, I actually work on that too. Tell me a little bit more.
And I'm going
And
to
then
interrupt you a little bit real
yeah,
quick,
go for
Andrew.
it.
So you guys, this is great ways. How many of you guys have get tagged sometimes over in your testimonial pages? And you don't really know what to say, and maybe it's a referral from a referral. Maybe it was your girl that used to be signed up with you and she had a People's page, and now her friends are asking, or her friends' friends are asking, and you're supposed to conversate with them. These are some great ways to open up the conversation. Okay. So that's just another way this week, because we're going to give you this work tonight. We're going to jump in and do some of this, but you're going to be able to take this information and implement it all week. So if you are in a testimonial group and you get a list of the people that have raised their hands and asked questions over the last, I would say 3 months, go back and have conversation with them and use some of this to open up that conversation and say, "Hey, by the way, you commented, on my friend blah blah blah's post who is down 4 pant sizes. What was, you open up that conversation again, especially if they hadn't responded the first time, right?" So,
That's that's great advice because that's a whole nother place where you guys have leads and so many of us work on our pages. We will actually send this over to you guys. We are also even creating a board for you. Inside of the board, we're going to be putting in here the things that we're using, the things that we're teaching, so you have access to them, including the Zoom recording. So we're really working hard on the organization that we're giving. And this is pushing us too to be leaders. But I want you guys to remember what Melissa told us in the very beginning. The whole reason we're doing this is not only to improve our own leader of self and what we do, it's so that we can go duplicate it and help somebody else do it, because learning to post content is one of the hardest things to do. One of the easiest things to do is to go have a conversation. If you're just being authentic, but we got to help them, right? So I just wanted you guys to know you are going to get all of this, not a problem. But what we're going to do now is we're going to go get into action. So for some of you, it is 9 o'clock at night and we're pushing the limit as to when you should be messaging people because you're Eastern time. Some of you, it's 8 o'clock at night. You're in that little bit of a sweet spot. That's actually a sweet spot to go talk to people. And here, Mountain Time, 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock Pacific. So what you're going to do is on your sheet right now, where you wrote out your engaged leads, you guys are going to, and I'm going to try to have this all on here so you can see the flow. You're going to go use one of these outreaches and you're going to trust it, not try to tweak it or change it or make it different because they work, and go message people that are on your list. And I'm going to hover over this like or loved post because I think more of us have those. I know for me, I have more likes and loves than I have comments. And then put your questions in the chat, but we're going to put on the clock 10 minutes and just go see how many of these you can do. And it's kind of like, what is her name? She says, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Just do it.
Melanie, or what's her name? I can't think of it. She's blonde.
Mel
She was
Robbins.
one of our Mel Robbins. Yeah, I knew it was a Mel.
Okay.
An event that Ziegler is going to have.
Yeah, you guys are going to get this PDF that I'm referencing. All right, take about 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes. All right. What do you think, Melissa? Ready to bring us back together?
Yep.
So go ahead and drop in the comments. How did that feel to send out those kinds of outreach messages, follow-ups? Um, Did it feel good? Was it in alignment? One being that felt really awkward and uncomfortable. I'm not so sure about it. Five being I felt like that was more in who I am and it felt comfortable to me. I liked having a little bit of a format that I could follow. Right, not bad. Where were you with doing that? Drop it in the comments. We'd like to have some feedback. How did that feel for the first time around?
And we know some of you guys have done this a little bit, like Melissa Grosbeck, Dina. You guys have done this a little bit. Are you getting more comfortable with it? Like I saw Melissa Grosbeck nodding earlier when Andrew was teaching a little bit. I think it's like, oh, okay, this is where this is going. This is where I'm going to take these conversations. This is how I'm going to go back and follow up with those people. Because she had some like of her ideal customers a few weeks ago reaching out to her on stuff. So, or commenting on stuff. Okay,
Did
thanks
it
for the
feel a
honesty,
little bit
guys.
Does it feel a little bit more authentic, like you're having more of a conversation and striking up a conversation, and then you'll be able to see where it goes? The
Like,
biggest question that I get a lot of times is, okay, but how do I actually transition into their problem? And that's what I appreciate about his scripts is that we're not having to go down this rabbit hole of like friendly conversation. And he actually says, the more direct you are, the more respect you're going to get because people want to know, what do you want from me? We live in a society right now that, unfortunately, due to everything that we've been through, people are more skeptical. Like, are you really being friendly and authentic and this is not going anywhere? Or do you really want to talk to me about something that has to do with your post? And that the more like clear you are, but still, kind and true to yourself, the better the conversation will be. And then you'll know too, are you spinning your wheels with someone, or is this really a person that you can actually help and talk to and see? And he said, if you can start thinking about the conversation that you can leave, this is going to resonate with so many of you. If you can leave them better than how you found them, and you can offer something with value in your post or in your conversation with them, they will then begin to trust you. So even if they don't ever buy anything from you, if you can offer value in your conversation and offer advice or a suggestion, then they'll probably come back at some other point in time and say, hey, I was thinking about our conversation. Plus, as we go through this, there's more of those types of scripts that we'll be sharing with you guys. So we have a homework. Are you going? I guess I'm going through this. All right. So we have a challenge for you guys, a bare minimum each day. And that is, if you're really wanting to grow to like silver manager, gold manager, director, get your numbers back up, enroll your partners, all those things, the challenge is to at least do one post, which we're going to give you some content, and two, to do 10 outreaches a day. Now, it could be 5 customers and 5 prospects. It might be 3 prospects and 7 customers. We don't really care about that. We just want to get into action and start really getting better and more comfortable with this, so it feels more routine and not have as much start and stop, like really truly every day. Now, you might say, oh my gosh, well, 10 a day, like I'm already doing that. Great. Then do more if you want to do more. But we just thought a bare minimum each day would be 10. Does that sound doable? Can you guys put that in the chat if that sounds achievable? Because we don't want to be, overwhelming ourselves and then freezing up on what we do. Like, that's not the goal here. The goal is to stay in action and feel confident and comfortable. And, 10 a day is going to push me. I know I have days where I feel like I can't do 10 a day. Melissa and I just talked about that. She was telling her husband, I can't just do one outreach a day, husband. I'm not going to have a business anymore if I keep doing that.
And I will tell you guys, when I was building Hot and Heavy, I was doing 10 three-way calls a day. People don't do as many three-way calls these days. They don't. Now, it might be as partners. That's where I'm getting all my three-ways usually in, is when people come in as partners. They're like, yeah, I'll jump on a video chat or call. But when you're just prospecting, they don't. But when you're doing authentic outreach, I really feel like 10 a day is a golden number.
All right. The second part of our challenge is content. But you guys remember how we talked about sometimes content is one of those things, like, we have to get better at it and good at it. And you guys were saying, oh, I don't have as much engagement. I don't have as many comments. I have some likes, but they're really more on my lifestyle. So guess what? We're going to jump in and do a 14-day content challenge that actually has the content ready for us to go. It's authentic content. It follows the funnel. And we are going to be posting our content in a certain place so that we can learn from each other. This is not, the accountability of like, we're going to go judge everybody's posts, because we're all learning. We're all just trying to get better. So I'm going to show you guys really quickly this content challenge and show you guys how it works with what we are doing. So let me find it. I'm just going to pull it up this other way. All right, I'm trying to hustle on time here. Can you admit Lois back into
Yes, I
the
did.
cool? Awesome. Okay. So you are going to get this so that you guys can see it. This is all content that connects, and it's a training and content challenge, and it's all right here laid out for you guys. And I love this format. You're going to get the PDF straight off of Google. And the reason why you want it, you guys, is because he gives tips in here and helps us. So I'm not reinventing the wheel. We're not creating this. We're going to lean on somebody who teaches this and gets paid to teach it. We're just going to borrow his stuff. So day one, just as an example, you get to jump right in and share a tip or a piece of advice to help solve a problem that's tied to your products, but you're not going to focus on the product. You're going to focus on the tip. What do you guys think that's going to do for you in your business? What's it going to show? It's going to show you who wants what you have. So this one is really cool. You click right here and it actually takes you to the post. She does a reel. Do not let the type of post be the obstacle. I stink at reels. I don't do them. I'm not good at them. Melissa, that's her thing. I stink at them. I can do them. I just have a block with them right now. So I focus on posts. That's just me. But if you go to click and view it, you can watch what she did, you can see what she wrote, and you can get ideas about what you can do. Then what I love is that he actually walks through about what are the good things? What are the things that she did that did well on this content? And then what are his tips? So it doesn't tell you on this one, unfortunately, it doesn't tell you what the funnel is, but I will tell you most of them are top of funnel, middle of funnel, and only a few of them are bottom of funnel. So I'll just go to right here is a middle of funnel. It's a failure or a challenge that you've experienced. And once again, you get to click on this post, go see it. So my advice is look at it tonight so that tomorrow morning you can try to make one of these posts. My favorite post is this one. It's where you do 2 truths and a lie. And I had so much fun with this. I had so many comments, you guys. It was great. It was an attraction post and people getting to know me. And I learned my audience did not know me. And then I got to go back and tell them what was right and what was wrong. And they had so much fun with it. So this is the challenge. Let me show you guys where you're going to post it. Right here, we have this document and I've put these resources. I told you guys that they're going to be in a place that you could find them. Here they are. So this is our document that we're going to use to help us with personal accountability. You're going to get to post your link right here in the table. You do want to make sure your post or your page is public. And all of us, I think, in here do that because we're leaders. And then you're going to put your link to the post and the corresponding date. Here's the 14-day challenge. You can click on it. Here's the authentic outreach document. You can click on it. It's all in one place for you guys. So you would put your link here from your post, and then you'd add a space, and then the next person can put theirs. So just leave a little bit of white space between the posts. So by the end of Monday, we should have like 20 some posts in here. And we get to use this as an opportunity to go love on each other's posts, like each other's posts, help with the algorithm, learn from each other, see what we're doing, how are we doing it, save some of these great posts, and some of them you might even be able to use in your groups, depending on the kind of post they are. It all depends on what we're doing. But this is for you to really try to wrap your head around it, because where we're going is that you're going to write your own content and we're going to help you guys figure that out. We're going to all do it together because I'm figuring it out too. I'm definitely not where I want to be. But it's an art and we're going to have fun with it. And we're not going to beat ourselves up because it's not perfect or we didn't get a whole lot of likes or a whole lot of comments. But if we don't just do it every day, we're not going to get any better at it. Okay. And then the same thing with the authentic outreach. It's right here. So you can actually go put it into place with your content. And maybe you don't get a lot in the beginning. So you go back to your previous posts. You could go back 2-3 months if you want to, and you will have a long list of people that you can start talking to. So I want to know in the chat, how do you guys feel right now as far as like being hopeful that you now have more people that you could talk to and you have more ways to start conversations with them and you have ideas on what to put together in your posts? I want to know, how are you feeling? Sabrina, we'll give it to you, honey, in the chat.
Feels good, excited. Thank you. Hearts. And yes, Shauna, you post in social media and copy the link and post it in that space on the Google Doc. And everybody's gonna have access to the Google Docs, so you'll learn Google Doc. Because you're a leader. Remember, the first thing you're leading yourself. So that's your accountability and your action and your daily action. So I think everybody's kind of got the assignment and the homework. We will be posting the recording and we will post the documents in the chat. And note, Sabrina, it's not going to be in the May Rising Stars. These are our June groups, and it's called Summer 90-Day Challenge.
And this is the experienced one. So if you felt like, oh my gosh, they went a little bit fast, or I feel like I need to kind of understand this a little bit more, I feel like maybe I have a few little gaps in here and I'm not really sure about some of this, then you want to come Wednesday night so that we
Yes.
can fill in those gaps. Okay, guys, because we don't want anybody feeling like overwhelmed or lost and then you quit on yourself. You're not going to quit on us. Like, we're not going to take it personal. If you guys find that this is not the right fit for you and you decide you need to leave the group, we're not going to take it personally. That's something for you to judge for yourself, but you could join us in the new Rising Stars group. We'd love to have you.
And the new Rising Stars, the write it is on Wednesdays at 7:30 Central. This is Mondays. The Experienced Rising Stars is Mondays at 7 p.m. Central.
Our
I
goal is to
was
do
asking
an
about
hour.
the challenge. Does the challenge start tomorrow?
Oh, yes, the
14
14-day challenge starts tomorrow.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I have a quick question. I can't find the Summer Rising Star Challenge. Am I in that group?
No, not yet. I put you in the new Rising Stars, Sabrina, because when we had talked, but you can do the experienced one too. I can get you added.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. All right. Yes, the homework will be posted in our chat group.
Okay, thanks. Our goal is to try to be done in an hour and a half, but you guys can see that with learning and implementation, it might be a little bit longer, but that is our goal. But then we wanted to go ahead and stay on for anybody who wants to ask questions, get clarity or anything. Like, we are willing to be here for 2 hours. If you need us, we're here because we do want to be able to be available to you. So we have it planned in our day to be here for 2 hours, but we're really going to try to be done in an hour and a half. The bigger goal is that we want you guys to start seeing how we can be really consistent with these IPAs. We might put more time in the front end of our week, but then the rest of the week is just putting it into place. Just getting it into play, because if you can build, imagine this, if you guys could build a $5,000 a month income, I'm not talking about volume. If you could create $5,000 a month and do that in 10 to 15 hours a week. How would that feel? And if you could do 8,000 a month in 10 to 15 hours, because you're duplicating, because everything you're learning, you're going to get to help other people when it's time for them. And we can just, we're going to probably keep continuing these kind of trainings in groups, but we wanted to do it for summer, 90 days. Because imagine the skill set that you guys can develop in 90 days, and everything that we're doing now, it's going to totally pay off in August, September, and October. And then when you're crossing the stage at Fest and you're in that next rank and you've got that time flexibility and that income coming in and the people that see you and they start reaching out to you saying, I see you. I see what you're doing. I see how this is. I want to know more about what you're doing. You're just going to be so excited. And we're going to be so excited for you guys. We're going to also do some fun little wins along the way. Melissa and I haven't really decided what, but I want you guys to throw in the chat. Do you like swag? Do you like product? Do you like cash? Do you like gift certificates? What are the little things that motivate you to keep you going? Is it recognition? Is it rewards? I love recognition. I'm a recognition girl. And if I don't know, and this new back office, not knowing who's enrolling is killing me because I am checking my back office so many times in a day so I don't miss any celebrations. It's so hard. But I also love challenges. I like to know what might be on the other side. And I like it because sometimes hitting that next rank just feels too far away. But if I know there's something else along the way, then I get really excited about that. And I love winning those things. I've just found out so much about myself as I've been doing this that I didn't know. I was just telling Melissa today, I had no idea I was such an inclusive person. People have misunderstood me. I've misunderstood myself as a driver and a leader, but now I realize, oh my gosh, really what I want is for everybody to win. I want everybody to feel good.
And I will tell you guys, Andrea, I don't know if you got to see this. Robin had a last minute Zoom on Robin's Extreme Team because she's up at corporate. And in our new back office, there's a whole notification center. And that's where they said it's almost better than email.
You kind of cut out, but I think what you said is better
got to
than
keep up with our notification center. Yep. For knowing when people are enrolling. And you can see 12 levels deep.
Good to know. All right, we're going to pop your questions in the chat or raise your hand or unmute. We don't want everybody to do it all at once, but we're going to wrap up for the night. It's 7:43. We did pretty good for our first night, I think, because we were trying to make sure we didn't do too much, but also got into action right away. Work with, whoever, Melissa, me, we're helping Jana, Bullard out because she's really got a lot going on right now. So plug in. How do I get added to the chat group? Kathy, the one that you're in right now, go ahead and unmute, Kathy.
Yeah, well, the one where we're going to get all the information, is that going to be in this chat group or is it another group, a message group?
No, it'll be in this one, the one that's titled Xperienced Rising Stars. Yeah, so it'll be in there.
Okay.
Is that the one that you're in? Let me go see, hon.
Kathy, who's your sponsor or your upline?
Kim Ann, Mark and Kim Ann England.
All right, Kim Ann will add you.
Awesome. Okay. And I had actually sent her a message about that too. So thank you.
Yep. There you go.
Can I ask a crazy question?
No crazy questions, but yes, always ask.
Okay, so my two leaders are Dina and Melissa, amazing. My question is, every Monday night, is it the Rising Star, the beginning one that I'm in now? Is this what this is called?
The new Rising Stars is on Wednesday at 6:30 Mountain Time, 7:30 Central Time.
Is that the beginning one? on Wednesdays?
Yeah. I mean, it's still not like, it's more than just the basics though, right? Because you know more than that, but
Right.
it's not, it's going to be walking a little bit slower through like authentic content, outreach. We'll go a little bit, I want to say the pace will be a little bit different. Wouldn't you
Okay,
say, Melissa?
so this
Yeah, the
one,
pace will be a little different and the homework will be a little different. The homework here in the Experienced Rising Stars is going to be a little more technical. You're going to be expected to know things that a leader is going to be doing. Producing your own Google Docs so you can make a lead magnet, things like that. Okay.
that sounds exciting though.
Yeah, we will do
It
that in the
is.
new Rising Stars too, but not right out the gate.
Okay, so
Right.
what is this? What is the Summer Rising Star then? What is that? The
So,
new-
um, both of them have stars. The new Rising Stars is going to be focused a lot more on people that have already started sharing, but maybe they're just working in the core 4 steps. Like they're just making a list and reaching out to the people they know. They're working in their hot market. They've just gotten on the products and lost 15 pounds in the first 8 days, and they're sharing with their sister, their mom, their best friend, and they don't know exactly what to say. They just know that they, want to get the word out there. So we're helping them with those steps, which is what Rudy has taught. Making, setting your goal, making a list, having an event. An event could be adding to the testimonial page. It could be a 3-way call. It could be an in-person sip and see. And then they are following up. They're not necessarily duplicating yet. We had a lot of people that are just at that point where they're sharing, just to that point where they're maybe hitting their quick start a little bit, or they maybe hit manager one time. They go in the new Rising Stars. So, for
okay,
example, Deanna Smith brought on a new girl named Tanisha last month, and Tanisha hit manager. She's in the new Rising Stars because now she's got to learn how to do those steps so she can
okay,
convert one of her new people that she got on product into a partner.
okay. Now the Summer Rising Star that you added me to, what night is that?
Wednesday night at 7:30.
Okay, so the new Rising Stars is 6:30, and the
Well, your mountain time, so yours is 6:30.
6:30 Mountain, and then after that at 7:30 is the Summer Rising
No,
Star.
it's the same thing.
And then I'm going to give you guys another quick follow-up challenge since I would say those goals that we shared, I just had my team member that's on here, shout out to Shauna, go send them a picture of your goals. If you've not shared with your upline what your goals are for June, go send them your goals, please, because they are here to help you hit your goals. And when we know your goals, then we know where to meet you. So please, please go send your upline your goals. And those of you that are upline in here and you have people with you, you want those goals, right? Like Kelly wants to see your goals. Mark and Kim Ann want to see your goals. Deanna wants to see your goals. We've got people in here like I want to see my team's goals. Lois wants to see your goals if you're her upline. So please go send your upline. And if you lead back to Jana, keep her in the loop, send Jana the goals, but then go send Melissa your goals so we can help. All right. Feel free to leave and hop off if you feel like you've gotten all your questions answered, and we wish you guys a blessed week. And then we'll stay on with anybody who has, more clarifying questions.
And just so you guys know, this is the same link we're using on Wednesday night. I wanted to keep it simple so people weren't like, where's the link? Where's the link? It's the same one.
All right. Feel free to unmute if you have questions, guys.
I do want to say, Edwina, you're looking quite young.
Thank you. That's collagen and Genesis. That's a combination, collagen and Genesis.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Lois.
Okay, just for planning purposes. So you answered one of mine that Monday nights will be an hour and a half up to 2 hours, just depending on what is needed. What about Wednesday nights with the newer folks? Is it going to be just 7:30 to 8:30, or should we plan for an hour and a half to 2 on Wednesday as well?
An hour and a half to 2.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. And then as we get going, we might gauge it, right? It might change.
And I'll tell you, sometimes, like when we've been doing these, we started out saying, oh, they're going to be 30 minutes. Well, then they turned into an hour. And most of them were an hour. Tracy's shaking her head. Yes, she's been on most of them. But that's okay because we were working together, implementing, asking questions, making connections, having accountability partners. And it's been really good. And y'all, Tracy onboarded, like, she got 3 partners last month, 3 partners the month before, upgraded one already. Like, she's on fire.
I have to say this. Tracy's kicking behind. She's taking names and she is challenging me, and she is one of my accountability people, and I absolutely love our Talk Fridays. She's awesome.
Hey. These are the connections we want y'all to have. Okay. Well, I'm excited for this. Anyone else have a question?
I do. And just to clarify, the 14-day challenge, and also the challenge for the 1 post, or not the challenge, but the homework for the 1 post and 10 outreach, all that is going to be in the chat, correct?
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. And do you guys know how to find the pinned posts in the chat? I know Lois gave some instruction earlier today, but that's where we're going to be putting most of the information. When we post it, it'll get pinned. So then you can go to the top of it and you can just go search the pinned posts and find the information you're looking for. And it's going to get to be a lot. I mean, this is 90 days, but think about where your business is going to be, right? And along the way, we will take these recordings, we're going to convert them into YouTubes, and we'll put, kind of break it down so you guys will know what the subjects are, so that we can, if we need to rinse and repeat stuff, we can. Okay. I know a few people have jumped off. You guys have anything that y'all need? Let's stop the recording.